there, all my beautiful soul peeps. Angel of the Dawn, back with another Divine Masculine Collective message. Hope everybody's doing wonderful out there today, surviving these energies. They're intense. um, so yeah, I'm sure you guys are all familiar. Same kind of things going on with the energies for the most part. I mean, a lot of clearing, a lot of purging, a lot of healing, ascension symptoms coming up, just lots and lots of different things. Endings, new beginnings. One of the messages I was hearing the other day was shake-ups and breakups, and also factory reset. What was another one? Because I get a lot of messages as I'm either laying down to either meditate or go to sleep, or as I'm waking up. And I've been getting names again too, which is so strange because it's names I don't know. Matter of fact, what was that last name I got? Allison Jones. I don't know an Allison Jones, so if there's an Allison Jones out there, hey. I've been seeing a lot of faces when I go to sleep or when I wake up. Mostly when I go to sleep is when I see the faces. And some of them are human, some of them are animal, and some of them are I don't know. So all of that's kind of strange, but lots and lots of messages, lots and lots of downloads. And ooh, the temperature just dropped here, and it got cloudy. I didn't think it was supposed to rain. Oh, well, it doesn't, the temperature doesn't say it dropped, but it sure got cloudy, like just immediately. And we don't have rain in the forecast. Huh, interesting. Anyways, it feels like the temperature dropped, and it looks like it's going to rain now. So anyway, hope you guys are surviving all of this. Lots and lots going on, especially with the Divine Masculines. One of the reasons why I haven't been doing videos, I've talked about this on one of the other videos I've done recently, is because of the Divine Masculines, mine specifically. I know he's going through a lot. He's not talking about it, although he is talking to me, which is new. But you know, we have kids together, so it's been real light and airy, and so you know, just communication's always nice. I don't talk to many people, so but yeah, just kind of letting him figure things out on his own. I've mentioned a couple of things to him, but then I just leave it at that because I don't want to push anybody in any direction. He will arrive at the, you know, at the conclusions when it's his time. And, you know, you can only have so many tower moments, and things go wrong and obstacles come up and things blow up in your face before you finally realize that you're going down the wrong path and you got to switch things up and move on your soul path. So, I think he's getting to that point, as far as, you know, all of the things going wrong and things blowing up and things like that. So, I feel like that's kind of the Divine Masculines right now in general. It's weird how things that I've watched over the last year with him have, you know, been literally the same messages that all of the other readers have been putting out, you know, over the last year, way before I started doing tarot on the channel, or on my channel. But they've always coincided with, you know, what's going on with him and I, and it's just always been really strange to me like that. And then when I started doing readings, and because, you know, there's a intuitive knowing and a twin flame connection telepathy thing about, you know, the gist of what's going on with your twin. And so I felt his ups and downs and things, but I've been feeling him super strong lately. He's always kept his feelings really tight to his vest, so I feel like he's finally starting to like the floodgates are opening. He's starting to actually feel, and that feels really different. And I think, again, that's for a whole lot of divine masculines. Really opening up to their heart space, and so it's very foreign to them. So, yeah. So, all of that being said, shout out to all of my new and existing subscribers. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys freaking rock. And I thank you guys so much for being here and all the love and support. I continue to get new subscribers each and every day. And you guys just make me feel so very blessed. My apologies for kind of dipping out lately, but there's been so much energy. Again, if you guys haven't been on my channel, I'm a Capricorn sun, and that is thunder, and it literally does not have rain in my forecast at all. Not at all. That's crazy. Yep, I thought so. And it just happened, like, as soon as I started to do this video, the clouds come over, and I felt the temperature drop, and now I hear thunder. So, pretty cool. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, Divine Masculine Collective. I am going to use the, what is it? The Tarot of Sexual Magic. This deck is so freaking hot. If you guys haven't seen this deck, okay, like, just for, I don't know if you guys will actually be able to see this, but here, gosh damn it, flies. Very sexually explicit. It's more Cinemax though than Playboy. It don't, or well, I don't know. Cinemax has probably gotten pretty rough lately. I don't know. I don't watch that kind of TV, but Cinemax in the old days, where it only showed mostly female body parts and but nakedness and sexual innuendos and sexual positions. Anyways, awesome deck. So, yeah. So, anyways, the Divine Masculine Collective. I think they're having a real hard time separating or combining, not separating, because they've been living in like this separate world of wanting to, or their soul is leading them more towards a spiritual path and a spiritual connection with themselves, their higher selves, and moving them towards the spiritual connection with their twin. But they've been fighting that spiritual connection and pushing it down and trying to avoid, dealing with that because of 3D matrix programming and what's going on in their day-to-day life, relationships that they've had or have, and financial obligations, responsibilities. They're really scared of taking that leap of faith to move into their spiritual self, away from these material obligations, this lower level thought, places of thought. So that is one of the things that is really weighing heavy on the Divine Masculine's mind right now, is taking that leap of faith from the human aspect to being more in their divinity. They are scared that if they take that leap, that things are going to fall apart even more, because all that they have seen, especially over the last year, but maybe all of their lives, is things just failing and not working out, and no matter how hard they try, they're still, what is that off of A Knight's Tale? You have been weighed and measured and found wanting. And I feel like that is what the Divine Masculines have really come to feel about themselves, is that they have been weighed and measured and they have been found wanting. And maybe so in one respect, because they're not fully accepting their whole self, their entire self. So as long as they don't embrace their divinity, they will continue to be found wanting because they're not living up to their own soul mission, purpose, and potential. So, there's a lot going on in the divine masculines' heads right now. They're kind of, spinning. I really feel like the divine masculines are a lot in the same type of place that I know that I was in about this time last year, which is, it's really strange because I keep feeling like this is a portal from last year. Like, we are in the same, how do I explain this? Like, I have healed and grown and changed and become way more grounded over the last year. And I feel like my divine masculine has too, but at the same time, I feel like we're at the same crossroads that we were at this time last year. And it's like, it's this point of where he makes the decision. And I remember telling him, I want to say it was around this time last year, that everything comes down to choices. And decisions, and that we make those decisions, we make the choices, and then we have to live with those consequences. And it's like, we're back at this door, this opening, and it's like, what decision, are you gonna make? And, and I've told him, even though I don't know that he believes me, that I have seen, our potential timeline. I mean, I've seen 2 of my potential timelines for my future. One with him and one without him. And, either way, I'm good. But, and it's because if he doesn't choose to do the Twinflame mission like we signed up to do, then I move on and, fulfill my portion of the mission in a slightly different way, but on my own. But based on his choice, I don't know that he gets that second big out, because if he chooses to not go towards what he came here to do, then I don't think that the universe, is so easy and forgiving when it comes to that, because we're here for such a much bigger purpose and mission that I don't think that we get an out. We get to choose if we want to be on that mission or not, but we also have to, endure the consequences of those choices. Just the same thing that I told him last year. And over this last year, I really feel like he has really been through the ringer in so many different ways. But it's all based on choices. The company that we keep, the things that we choose to do, the things that we, if we are still hung up on addictions and obsessions and codependency, all of those things lower our vibration, keep us from making heart and soul-based choices. Because any kind of dependency, whether it's, addictions like drug addiction or alcohol addiction, or codependency, all of those are lower vibrational acts, and they keep us in a lower vibration. They keep us from manifesting. They keep us from thinking in a truly rational manner, a grounded, rational manner, and keep us from connecting with our hearts and our souls. So, okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Because I could probably sit here and talk all night since I haven't been on here for a while. But there is forward movement. I mean, the divine masculines, they've done a lot of they've made a lot of progress. They've overcome a lot of demons, lower vibrational energies, but there's still, I feel like, quite a bit that they need to cut loose. And oh wow, as I'm saying that, literally this is the only card that, oh man, are you guys gonna be able to see it? Oh, he's cutting her hair. like cutting loose. And this is the Nine of Pentacles, you know, and so that's like a, usually like a single card. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. That was my son calling. And I always answer the phone to my kids and my mom. And it literally, my ringtone really, literally says, your son is calling. Answer the phone now. So anyways, I was trying to show you guys. He's cutting her hair. And so it's literally, the divine masculines still have quite a bit that they need to cut out of their lives, that is lower vibrational, that is holding them back, holding them down. But they're scared to do that. They fear what's on the other side of cutting out these, you know, friends, family, relationships, jobs. They're afraid to let these things go because they've stayed in these lower vibrational energies for so long, maybe their whole lives, that it's so familiar that even though it's uncomfortable, it's almost comfortable, you know? It's like the devil they know, you know what I mean? Because they don't realize how much better they will feel once these situations and people are cut out of their lives. How less draining things will be. Matter of fact, one of the things that my divine masculine has said to me recently is about how tired he is. And he doesn't realize, and you know, this is one of those things that I won't approach with him because I don't want to, you know, get into any kind of argument or whatever. This is one of those things he's got to figure out himself. But he doesn't realize that all of these different people, situations, and maybe lower, like I said, addictions or whatever, those things are actually making him tired. They are stealing his life force. And you know, I don't know, because I know he's done a lot of growing, changing, and healing. I know he has, even though we haven't talked about it. But I also don't know to what extent and how much, like, he knows about energy and about energy vampires and about, you know, just the whole, like, spiritual war and warfare going on, because it's a real deal thing. And so I don't think that he understands that there's literally forces out there that can work through other people in order to keep him tired, in order to keep him feeling like he can't move forward, keeping him feeling like he can't make certain decisions. There's literally, you know, negative forces out there that does not want any of us to rise into our true divinity and our true power. And it's really been, I feel like, targeting the divine masculines because of the extreme amount of, you know, negative programming that they have had about not being able to show their feelings, and that feelings are weakness, and that you can't be weak and you can't be vulnerable, and all of these different things. And so literally a lot of the divine masculines are still holding themselves in these lower vibrational patterns. I mean, technically it's not anybody else, because it is and it isn't, because there is other energies that are affecting the divine masculines, but the divine masculines have the power to make those choices. And again, we're back down to choices. But they can choose not to allow those things to interfere, but they've got to consciously see all situations for what they truly are and how each situation makes them feel. You know, like after you deal with someone, you know, how does that make you feel? After you've been at a place, how does that make you feel? You know, and if you feel depleted afterwards, it's not the right thing for you. So there's a lot that the divine masculines could choose differently in order to help themselves along. But if they don't make those choices, they'll continue to get tower moment after tower moment after tower moment in order to get the, you know, because the universe is going to keep trying to get them to make the right choice for their heart and soul. Keep trying to move them towards what they agreed to do when they came here. But again, they can continue to fight it, and things will continue to get worse. And I've heard like the Leo King, David Palmer, talk about, and Olivia with OJC Astrology, about like, well, kind of like I was talking about, me and my divine masculine being at this portal gate where, like, it's almost like a reset of last year, where it could totally wipe out last year based on decisions made now. But it's up, basically it's up to him at this point, at least that part, the aspect that involves him. But I kind of feel like for the collective, and like I said, David and Olivia both have said that we are in kind of a portal right now to make these right decisions for our soul. And because over the next 6 months, it's not going to be this easy. We're not going to have this portal. Things are going to get, as David says, much more gnarly. So things are going to get just cosmically more crazy, as far as not having the planetary alignments that are conducive to make these changes. Plus, if you stay in a bad situation or a negative, low vibrational situation, you just compound that energy, so you're making it worse the longer you stay in it, which makes it harder. And so it's going to be like massive tower moments. And then when, if you stay in that kind of energy, when you finally do decide to get out of it, it's going to be hella hard to get out of it. Whereas right now, if you get out of it, or if you decide to make that choice and get out of it, it might seem difficult at first, because change is never easy, like just straight up easy. But it's going to be a hella lot easier to do it now than to do it in 6 months, when you've been slapped in the face so many times and kicked to the curb so many times that you can't do anything else but make that change. Then it's going to be way more difficult. Even though you're going to know that's what has to happen, it's still not going to be easier. There's probably going to be somehow you're going to be more deep into the situation in some form or fashion, and things are just going to be a lot more cosmically difficult. The planets literally will not be aligned, but right now they literally are. Planets are literally aligned right now for positive forward movement, to come home within yourself, to come home within deep spiritual connections, to come home to whatever means home to you. Now is the time. Okay, so let's get some cards. Oh, I didn't even talk about the runes yet. Okay, so let's see, what was it? Okay, we do have, and this is, I feel like, not necessarily the energy, or this is the portal that I was talking about, because we've got the self or female, which I feel like, the divine masculines, they need to really integrate the feminine aspect of themselves. But it's also a time to harvest. It's a fertile time of harvest, like, because you've got female or the self, and then you've got fertility, and you've got harvest. So it's like, now is the time to make the moves, to make the choices, to reap the benefits of all that you've learned, all the growing, all the healing, and all of the celestial alignments. Now is the time to move forward within yourself, within spiritually based relationships. Move forward towards your heart and soul. Move forward towards your divine purpose. So I don't feel like that's actually a conscious choice that necessarily the divine masculines are making. They could be, but I feel like this is just saying that is the energy. This is what could happen. This is what is in the best interest at this time. Okay, so we've got the Knave of Pentacles in reverse. So that's like the Page of Pentacles And then we've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, definitely a hard financial time. The Divine Masculines, I feel like they're definitely having financial issues. Goodness, Pepper. She's really being dramatic. She's been being dramatic since the eclipse yesterday. It's not that hot, and she's over there acting like she's just, like, burning up. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so they don't have a lot to offer, or they don't feel like they have anything to offer because their finances are out of whack. So they're standing their ground and holding back and not telling the truth with the Ace of Swords in reverse. And we've got the Six of Wands. They don't feel like this can be a success, or that they can be a success. And again, I feel like that's like I was saying earlier, you know, that quote from A Knight's Tale, you've been weighed and measured and been found wanting. They don't feel good enough. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, we've got the King and Queen of Pentacles in reverse. They don't feel like they can move. Now, okay, this could be two different ways. Hold on one second. And then the Knave of Wands. So I almost feel like right now they don't want to tell the truth about how they truly feel, and they don't, because they're in all of this financial mess, and they don't want to be in a relationship specifically, but they do still want to have sex. Which, you know, like, that is still lower vibrational energy. That's not rising to their spiritual power, not standing in their truth, not wanting to be in a deep connection. So I feel like they're really fighting this portal. We do have the Two of Chalices as the overall bottom of the deck, which is the Two of Cups. So it's like there's love there. They love you, you love them, but their insecurities are really holding them back. There's a real need for them to realize that they are enough, they're good enough, they're smart enough, and that finances don't make the man. I know that, you know, that was like a way to establish what do you call it? Establish status, was to be, what am I going to use to clarify? I'm going to clarify these. But yeah, so, you know, money isn't what makes a person. How you feel about yourself, how you feel about others, how you treat yourself, how you treat others. You know, what do you care about? What do you stand for? Those are the things that really make a person. And so, and money is just an exterior thing. And, you know, it really doesn't mean everything. It's a tool at best. And that's something, I guess we'll take that one, whatever it is. And that's something that the Divine Masculines are really having to, you know, fully understand and embrace, that them just being themselves, fully, wholly, authentically them, no holds barred, no holding back, that is where their wealth is. That is where their value is in being unabashedly themselves. That's where all of our wealth is to be 100% truly ourselves. Alright, let's see what this card is. The King of Pentacles. Interesting, but there's in the upright, so we'll keep that one over here. Tell me about the Knave of Pentacles in reverse. Alright. Hanged Man, seeing things from a new perspective. Three of Pentacles could be in, damn it, lots of Pentacles. Could be in a contract, or, okay, they could either be needing to get out of a contract, they could have gotten out of a contract or a relationship, or they could be seeing how they can build with the Divine Feminine in the future, seeing things from a different perspective. And now we have the Princess of Pentacles in the upright. Literally, the Princess of Pentacles in the upright, clarifying the Knave of Pentacles in the reverse, which is the same card, just in different decks. They're called different things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this King of Pentacles on this King of Pentacles, because I feel like maybe the Divine Masculines are getting it. Okay. Whoa, flying away. Okay, so they're healing. Got the Ten of Swords with the Queen of Cups in reverse. So they could have walked away from something that they realized wasn't a soul connection, a deep love connection, a spiritual connection, and they're healing from that. Or they are getting grounded and needing to really learn how to love themselves and have self-love, and that's why they're having to heal here with the Ten of Swords. Alright, clarify. Okay. Did one flip? No. Okay. That one did. Clarify the Seven of Wands. The Moon. Okay, so I feel like there could be some kind of something they're not seeing clearly. They're defending something that they're really not seeing the whole of it. This also could be, the moon having a big effect on what they defend. Like all these changes with the moon cycles could be bringing up and changing their minds about what's important to them. This also could be things going on behind the scenes. Oh, wow. No, this very much could have something to do with the Cancer full moon, or the Cancer new moon yesterday, with the eclipse. Because there's a crab here in this card. I don't know if you can see it down here in the middle. So, this Cancer full moon could have them wanting to stand up for who they truly are. See, there's that thunder again. It still hasn't rained yet, but there's thunder again. And the temperature really feels like it's dropped. Oh, look at this. Damn it. Stupid ads on my phone. Okay. Oh, wow, yes. Okay, guys, it dropped from 91 to 84 in just the time that I've been on this video. Because it was hot. Like, right when I first started this video, it was pretty hot. And then as soon as I started this video, this is what it started doing. And there was no signs of this in the weather. Okay, so give me 2 more cards on the Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands. Thank you. Alright. Oh, wow. Shit balls. Okay, so we've got the Princess of Pentacles. Okay, we're just going to call them what they are. The Page of Pentacles verifying the Page of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Pentacles verifying the King of Pentacles in reverse. And now we've got the Seven of Wands verifying the Seven of Wands. And then the Ace of Cups. Okay, so, which says love. Now, this Seven of Wands says challenge. So I feel like it's a challenge for them to stand up for who they are, what they believe in. But I feel like maybe this the new moon eclipse that we had yesterday could really be propelling things forward. Okay, and this has, wow, that's literally the image. See that Ferris wheel looking wheel there? That's like a water wheel. That's literally what I always see in my mind's eye when I think about, like, for me, like ascension levels and even karmic cycles, because we get in one of these water cups, you know, here, and then we go around and around and around, and you know, it dumps out water, picks up water. But that's what cycles are for, is we're supposed to dump out old stuff and pick up new stuff. So I feel like that is a new start in love. They're having to let go of, get out of karmic cycles, and in order to come to self-love and, you know, moving forward in their higher vibrational relationships. And I feel like that eclipse, new moon, probably has a lot to do with it, just the way that card came up, and because it has that Cancer symbol on it. Okay, clarify the Ace of Swords in reverse. And that Ace of Swords, like I said, I feel like it's saying that they're not telling the truth. That truth, not telling the truth could be a lot of things. It could be just not, you know, telling their true feelings, the depth of their feelings. There could be other truths that need to be told. There could have been deception and lies, and, you know, things like that in the past that need to be revealed, and it's not being revealed. But like I said, it could also just be not being honest with how they truly feel. And here we've got the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. So, and it's in reverse. So I feel like they also could be not telling the truth about how maybe they've been, like, you know, online stalking you, or, you know, stalking the Divine Feminine. So it could be something like that. They could be not telling you the truth about, you know, watching you online, and not telling the truth about how they truly feel. Give me two more. Yeah, Ten of Wands. Yeah, they're not telling the truth about how they truly feel, maybe about watching you. Not telling the truth about holding on to burdens. Like I was talking about in the beginning, this is like them holding on to responsibilities that maybe aren't theirs, like kind of having a savior complex, like feeling like if they save other people, it's going to make them feel better, but yet they continue to get more and more drained physically, emotionally, mentally. So it's like not wanting to see that. So it's not only are they maybe lying to the Divine Feminines and other people, I feel like they're still lying to themselves and holding on to burdens that aren't theirs, holding on to old stories that they're telling themselves about, you know, how they're this, they'll never be that, they're not good enough for this, or they're not good enough for, you know, this person, or, you know, whatever the case is, they're telling themselves negative stories, and so negative stories they're going to continue to get. This is very bipolarish right now, so the Divine Masculines, they got a lot going on inside. It's like they want to move one way, but their monkey mind is keeping them stuck in another way. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. Okay, we've got the Eight of Wands over the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it's like they need to communicate. And this also says the Fall. Okay, oh, this is interesting, guys. So this comes on top of this one, and I don't know if you guys will actually be able to see him, but you see how he's falling out of those wands? It's like he's trying to avoid, you know, actually falling into those wands. But, and even though, you know, you've got this king guy up there, which I'm taking that as like the universe. This is the universe trying to get you to put down the burdens and the responsibilities and the negative stories that you're telling yourself, but you're not. So guess what? You're getting knocked off your Pegasus here, and all of those burdens are going to be shaken out. See, he's falling right there, and then all of those wands, all but two, because this is the 10 and this is the 8. So it's like only 2 of these burdens are probably really yours. All of these other ones are made up or somebody else's. All of these issues. This could be shit that people's told you from your childhood. Just lies and things that you've been made to believe. So like maybe only 2 of these things that you're holding on to are really yours. So the rest of them, like divine masculines, there's going to be, this is almost like a tower moment, I feel. Even though it's not the tower. It's like the universe is going to shake all of these wands out. It's like one by one. Well, actually, it kind of looks like all together. So it could be one big swoop that just kind of knocks everything out. And then there could be communication, because the 8 of Wands, I usually see as communication. Whoa, sticking to me. But in this scenario and with this deck, it has a whole new meaning. So yeah, that's what I feel, is they're not speaking the truth about these burdens, and I feel like they're not really theirs. If it is, this is like the codependency, addictions, and things like that. But I feel like it's more than that. It's other people's burdens, other people's wants and needs, and like the divine masculines are wanting to, like I said, have the savior complex. I feel like they think that if they save, if they even if it goes against their own heart and soul, if they help other people and feel like they're saving other people, it's going to make up and condone for all of the wrongs that they may have committed in the past, or something like that. It's like they're self-punishing, basically, with an illusion of redemption, if that makes sense. So that's kind of crazy, but that's what I'm getting. Okay, and then we've got the 6 of Wands in reverse. Clarify the 6 of Wands here, please. One more. Ow, I feel like something's biting my leg. Oh, okay, that's all I need. Alright, so the Sun. Okay, and in this, there's a connection. Like, they're holding on to, or they're not holding on to, there is a connection, like literally like a cord, or, well, they're holding on to like a wreath of flowers. Not like a, okay, maybe not a wreath. String of flowers. But they're each holding on to one. It's like there's a connection. And the Sun is also usually happiness. I really feel like this, though, is like the twin flame connection. And so I feel like the divine masculines know that the divine feminines like bring happiness and joy, but for whatever reason there's some like fear of success, fear that it won't succeed. Yeah, because we've got the Lovers in reverse here, and then we've got the Star. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the divine masculines know that the divine feminines is their wish come true, is their happiness, but they're telling themselves that it can't work with the King of Swords here. For whatever reason, and really I believe it's they don't feel like they deserve the love and the happiness that this connection brings. So they're being very closed off to it. But, we've got the freaking Sun and the Star. This is like eternal sunshine and wishes come true. But the divine masculines are blocking that for whatever reason with the Lovers in reverse and the King of Swords here. They're really keeping their feelings quiet to themselves and really holding back, which I feel like is actually going to be to their own detriment. Because, the universe is going to continue to move, Pepper, that's enough, to continue to move everyone forward. So divine feminines are going to continue to move forward. Divine masculines are going to continue to move forward. Now, whether or not they choose to move forward with their soul connection and with their heart, or whether they continue to stay in the lower vibrations. I'm going to do these like this. Everybody's going to move forward, but the divine feminines, you know, for the most part, they've been doing their work, and so they're going to be moving into higher vibrations. The divine masculines have this choice to move into the higher vibrations or to continue to stay and drowned in these lower vibrations. Then we have the Four of Pentacles here over the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like they're letting go, and then the Six of Wands in reverse again. Holy crap, I'm surprised that didn't come out on this one, because that's the Six of Wands in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse. Now, this King and Queen of Pentacles could be like a karmic relationship, or it could be the divine masculines. Either the divine masculines have realized that a karmic relationship is not for them, and they're letting that go because it wasn't working out, or they don't feel like, again, that there can be success with the divine feminines because of the vibrational place that the divine masculines are at. They're at a lower vibrational energy that is telling them all of these negative stories about themselves and about the connection and about what's possible, and very much limiting everything. And so I really feel like in this situation, they're really trying to let go. Now, this also could be, let's rewind a little bit, this also could be this King and Queen of Pentacles in reverse was the karmic situation that was based on finances, based on money, material things, and that they've got to let go of this situation because it wasn't a success, it didn't work out, in order to be able to speak their truth and come towards the divine feminine. But, you know, we've been in this energy for quite some time, and so, or been in that kind of energy for quite some time, so again, I feel like they're just kind of staying on that hamster wheel, staying on that karmic wheel, and not making a decision, trying to control what's going to happen, when in turn, by trying to stay in control of the situation, it's literally going to blow up in their face. They'll end up losing everything, both sides of the fence, because I feel like they're trying to hold on to this side of the fence and they're trying to hold on to this side of the fence, and eventually they're going to get pulled literally in two, and that's going to be that. They're not going to have anything. So let's clarify the Knave of Wands there. That really, it's so funny because I look at her and she stops. So I know she's really just being dramatic. Let's see, that was like, yeah, that one was upright. Okay. And then, so we've got Judgment on the Knave of Wands. Okay, so I feel like the divine masculines, with Judgment coming up on the Knave of Wands, I feel like they may want to reconcile with the divine feminines, but, you know, is it just for sex or is it for something deeper? Okay, because we've got the Hermit in reverse, so right now they're still not seeing things clearly. So I feel like divine feminines, if the divine masculines come back and they are not, you know, totally opening up and putting all of their cards on the table, then it's probably not a good idea to engage with them, because they're not seeing things clearly still. They're not seeing the big picture, the higher perspective. And then, yeah, well, so confusing. Five of Wands in reverse. Definitely not wanting to fight, but this also says impasse. So it's like they're coming out of being at a crossroads and at an impasse. And then we've got the Pope, which is in reverse, which is the Hierophant in reverse. And so reconciliation. Okay, it could be reconciliation after them not seeing the divine connection, not fighting for. Um, okay, yeah, this is actually reconciliation, divine feminines, after the divine masculines didn't see the divinity of this connection. They didn't fight for this connection, whether this was a marriage or just like a long-term relationship or something like that. Um, they're wanting reconciliation after not fighting for this relationship in the past. But I do still feel like there's quite a bit. Yeah, Four of Cups is the bottom of the deck. So I still feel like there's still something that they're not seeing clearly in order to actually move forward to actually make real strides in this process. There's something that's just not clicking, something that's not clear. Yeah, because the Four of Cups on this deck, it says decline. So, and that's the overall energy. So now this could be that they're declining at this point after we had this Cancer, new moon, and solar eclipse. They could be declining, and they could be declining that Queen of Pentacles. That's the next one underneath the deck is this Queen of Pentacles. But they could just be declining anything that is no longer, vibing with them. Because I know that they have done a lot of healing, purging and releasing. So they could be getting in a more higher vibe mind frame in order to make these decisions, the higher vibe decisions, the things that are going to move them into their higher timeline. It also could be declining sexual advances from karmics. Whoop. Because you see this, he's sitting up on his throne and she's like dancing naked. So it could be declining any kind of temptation in general. And that goes back to the addiction and codependency that I keep picking up on. It could be starting to realize that is actually, bringing them down further. There could be some type of realization with that. Okay, let's get a Gilded Reverie for help and guidance for the Divine Masculines. Or where they're at. Yeah. We've got the dice and then we've got the scythe. So it's like they need to roll the dice and take the chance, and they need to cut things out. I don't even have to read these. They're needing to roll the dice, and this is almost like the Fool. It's like they need to take that chance on the higher vibrate. Whoop. God keeps sticking to my arm. They need to take that chance, roll the dice on that higher vibration, higher vibrational timeline, moving towards their soul purpose. And this is a time of cutting out anything that no longer serves them in order to reap the harvest and the rewards of anything that is for them. It's like, energy replacing energy. In order to have something new, something old has to move out. And that is in any case, because energy replaces energy. Nothing ever is created. It's just transformed. So basically, if you've got a bunch of negativity in your life, you cut that negativity out, then positivity can come in. So we're down to, like, this eclipse is really bringing up a lot for the divine masculines to really examine in their lives. And I feel like this has actually been going on for a while, but this is like crunch time because, the portal is only open for so long. And then once it's closed, we got that 6 month period that's going to be hell to pay based on choices that we make now. So, um, that's where we're at, I guess. So that's what I got for the Divine Masculines. They've got a lot going on, a lot of things that, they have to really think about and realize that the whole world isn't going to stay stuck and stagnant just because they are. That, the Divine or the Divine Feminines that's done their work will be pushed forward by the universe regardless of what they choose, regardless of what the Divine Masculines choose to do. So if they're waiting around thinking that they're putting everybody on hold, that no decisions are being made. Decisions are being made all around them all the time by the universe and by every single person in their environment. So even though they may have secluded themselves and, kind of tricked themselves into thinking that by not making a decision that they can hold on to certain aspects and certain things, that's going to be another one of those tower moments where the universe is going to say, no, that's not the way it works. So, Divine Masculine, sending you guys so much love. You're going through a shit ton right now, but a lot of it is of your own making. So it's like, you've got to decide. Do you want to live in your higher purpose? Do you want to live happier, healthier, more fulfilling lives? Or do you want to keep struggling and stressing and, being there for other people, but not getting this internal fulfillment? Because you might feel happy for, a few seconds, a few minutes, a day or a week when you help somebody else. But ultimately, what is that taking from inside of you? Because if your cup's not filled, you can't give from an empty cup. If you are, your cup's going to deplete to where you're giving everything away of yourself and you've got nothing left. And then, and if you're only giving to one person, what about the other people in your life? For instance, if you're giving so much to a karmic partner because you think that makes you feel good, what if you have kids? What are you giving to your kids? What are you giving to maybe siblings or friends? What are you giving to yourself? So you got to find that balance of what feels good to you and what feels healthy and fulfilling to you on the inside. Alright, so that's what I've got. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to get notified when I put out new videos. I still haven't come up with a new excuse me, a new special, so it's still the same one from June. I might get around to doing a different one. I've been so just in these waves lately that I've just been riding these waves, taking time out for myself, doing my self-love and my self-care, and meditating and writing and drawing and all of these things. So the channel has kind of taken a little bit of a backseat, but that doesn't mean I don't love you guys. It's just something I've had to do for my own, like I said, self-care. Have to make sure that my energy is full. I can't give from an empty cup. And these last couple of weeks, I think I've been feeling a lot of my Divine Masculine's internal turmoil, which has, kind of been taking a toll on me. And then you add in all of these celestial transits and all of this stuff going on, and being in the house as it is for me, and it's just been intense. So I'm giving you guys everything I can when I can, and I'm hoping to be back more into a general flow soon. I'm also hoping to be filling up to doing a live. I miss doing the lives, but they are so draining, and I haven't had that much extra energy to give. So I do what I can when I can. And if you guys are interested in any of the services that I offer below, there is some new services down there if you'd like to check that out. So if there's any way I can help you guys, then then let me know, and I will be happy to do that. Everything, all obviously, is always in divine timing. Um, Usually I have things done, or I have readings done within 72 hours usually. If there's ever an issue, I will let you know. The other services, not necessarily 72 hours. Those very much depend on exactly what is going on, um, like the energy clearings and things like that. Um, I know I've got one that I have been putting off. I think I'm going to put it off until the full moon to do that energy clearing, because those energy clearings are big jobs. Um, Especially when you're clearing somebody's space from a distance and maybe have bad juju. So those are a big deal. So I'm putting that off until the full moon, because it's also the lunar eclipse, and I feel like that'll be a really good time to do that. So if you're listening out there, the one that has purchased that specific one, just I'm gonna send you a message. I actually was intending to do that earlier to let you know for sure when I was planning on it. But if you're listening, that's when I'm gonna do it, on the full moon. So yeah, if you guys are interested in any of those things down there, just let me know, and I will get to it, as soon as I can, as depending on what it is. And yeah, and if you guys get some kind of guidance, insight, or information from these videos I do here on the channel, and you would like to give back to the channel, you can do an energy exchange donation, and those can be made at my PayPal, paypal.me/Angel of the Dawn. And I am sending you guys so very, very much love. Divine Masculines, hang in there. Know that you've got this. Know that you have everything that you need inside of yourself, and that you can change your story, and you can change your stars. Another A Knight's Tale reference. So, in one hand, from that show or from that movie, you may have been weighed and measured and found wanting, but you can change your stars. So it's like, which story do you want to believe? Do you want to believe other people that have weighed and measured you and decided that you weren't enough? Or do you want to change your stars and know that you're enough? So that's what I've got. I love you guys so very much. And this is Angel of the Dawn saying peace, love, and light out. Until next time.